What is up, everyone? Matt back for another Who Are They Real review. And today I'm here to talk to you about the latest Fantastic Beasts film, Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. That's right, the latest film in the Harry Potter Wizarding World franchise is out, or it will be out this Friday in the US. It's already out in international territories such as the UK. And I was lucky enough to see this film about 2 weeks ago, just about. And I really overall I had fun with it. Now, let's not beat around the bush. These films, the creative mind behind these films have been under scrutiny. Whether it be for J.K. Rowling, whether it be for Ezra Miller, or just how at times boring this series can be. It's messy, but they still have their this as a series still has their endearing qualities, like Eddie Redmayne, like Catherine Watterson. Jude Law is the perfect young Dumbledore, as we saw in the second film. But that second film kind of has fans on edge because we had a very promising first film. Yes. You get to the second film, and it's just a complete mess. It's one of those films where you're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. This looks great. And then by the time you're done with it, you're like, well, what did I just watch? What all's going on? There seems to be a lot going on, and I'm not quite getting all of it. And then we have this big twist reveal at the end, and I'm trying to wonder how, as a Harry Potter fan, this makes sense because I've been so indoctrinated in these books and movies for all these years, and nothing in this history would suggest that this is possible. Well, all that gets explained. I'm not going to go into how, but a lot of the issues people had with the second film gets fixed in this film, and explanation is revealed. And while it still is overall as a film messy at times, Steve Kloves coming back to write it along with J.K. Rowling, it helped a lot. So, for those of you who don't know, Steve Kloves wrote every Harry Potter film, or was a screenwriter on every Harry Potter film, except for one, which was Order of the Phoenix. So, people always complained that Fantastic Beasts didn't have the same kind of feel, whether it be the first one or second one. And J.K. was writing them by herself, those first two. This time, you have Steve along for the ride, and you can feel his handprints all over the film, just all over it. It had that snappy humor at times, the quick-wittedness, and overall, I think that made for a better film. I'm not going to beat around the bush and say that I'm tired of I'm just going to say I'm tired of David Yates directing these films. Dude's got one color palette, and Warner Brothers decided, hey, let's stick with it after film 5. But I will say this film was probably my favorite that he's done since Harry Potter 7 Part 2, the eighth film. It was fun. Eddie Redmayne's great. The lack of Catherine Watterson's character in this hurt a little bit because I love that character so much, and I love Catherine Watterson. But it is what it is. But overall, the cast in general was just stellar. Whether it be Dan Fogler, Eddie Redmayne, Jude Law. Why is the Queenie actress's name escaping me? But the real standout here is Mads Mikkelsen, because people, once again, this film's been scrutinized since before people saw a second of it, and that was because Mads replaced Johnny Depp. Well, I just got to say it was a good choice. Johnny Depp played the role cartoonishly in Fantastic Beasts 2, and Mads Mikkelsen is menacing and scary. I got a text yesterday from my cousin who took my godson to see it, and they got into a preview screening, and I was asking her what she thought, and she's like, "Well, Z about lost his shit when a certain event happens that Grindelwald does. And it's just like, I like hearing that. It shows that overall he did the role of did the job well of making this role more menacing. So I overall really dug him. He makes you believe Grindelwald is evil and not just this mustache twirling villain, just a real dark guy. And the relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore is covered, which should please a lot of fans of the actual books. I know I'm not really speaking on what people want to know about, and that's Ezra Miller. It's fine. Definitely not in it as much as people would expect. Definitely doesn't play a role to the size that people would expect. And you can definitely see how he could easily be written out in the future due to other issues. Once again, scrutiny around this film and its cast all over the place. Am I right? But no. I gotta say, Alison Sudol, that Queenie, fantastic job. Callum Turner, who plays Newt's brother, great job. But Jessica Williams, she's newer to this cast of characters. She plays Lolly. She stole the show along with Dan Fogler, who Dan Fogler's been everybody's favorite parts of these films since the first film came out, outside of Newt, of course. So I was happy and along for the ride with this crew that we got. Nick came with me. Nick's thoughts. He was unable to do this review with me. Schedules never lined up. Nick's like, it was better than the second film, but that's not saying much. Overall, I would watch this again, which I kind of agree with him. It's better than the second film. I'm still trying to figure out if it's better than the first film, because I really like that first film, and it's very sentimental to me for other reasons. So if I'm having to rate this film overall, I'm going to be giving it a 3.5 out of 5 reels. Like I said, there's still issues. It's still slow at points. It's messy at points too, but you can enjoy the journey with it a lot more than you could the second one, and maybe even the first one. That's up to you. But like I said, I'm still having to figure that out myself. But you want to go on the journey, and it closes at a point where if this is the last film, you could live with it, but it's still open to where we can finish out this original 5-film plan, which I would totally be fine with, especially if Steve Kloves is going to be along for the ride in those final 2 films. So, Fantastic Beasts, those are my thoughts. But before I let you guys go, be sure to check out Fan Expo Cleveland, formerly Wizard World Comic Con, April 29th to May 1st. Tickets start at $37 for adults and $12 for kids. And all of those wonderful actors and actresses you see on this screen, whether that's voice talent or on-screen talent, will be there. That's Katie Sackhoff, Ron Perlman, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, Mark Shepard, William Shatner, Sean Shamel, Christopher Sabat, Billy West and Roger Bumpus, Michael Rooker, and so many others. So be sure to check that out. We got a couple cool preview shows coming up for you on What Real Entertainment. I'm really excited for you to check those out. Got to keep them a surprise for now, though. Keep them a surprise. But overall, thank you for checking out this review. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow everything we do over here on this channel. We got a lot going on. I can tell you one thing that will be out before Comic-Con, and that is, actually, I can tell you 2 things. We have a Kevin Smith-centric episode of Real Talk, and we have a Scooby-Doo-centric episode of Real Talk. So be sure to check those out. No dates, just keep an eye out. You know when Real Talk drops. And then, of course, the overall con preview that myself and Nick will do on here. But we're excited to do this and work with Fan Expo like we worked with Wizard World and do this coverage. So until then, remember, I'm Matt. This was another Who Are They Real Review, and we'll see you next time.